Welcome. This is episode 32, and we're live and in the house. Today, we're talking about Travis Scott. We'll be with you in one moment. Welcome to the greatest show on earth. This is We Got Problems, and we got solutions. I got my man, 50 grand, Curtis G.
What's up?
Martin
What's up? What's up?
down below. I got Miss Running Rights Official.
Hey, everybody.
Then we got the trash vegan.
Hey, what's
All
good?
right.
How y'all doing?
Yes, sir. So today we kicking it off. We're talking about the debacle at the Travis Scott concert. And we'll pivot and we'll talk about black entrepreneurship with young uh, young kids and young adults and how the parents should set them up to win. So what's y'all take on this debacle and what's happening as far as the Travis Scott and what was going on through the mob, the crowd? We started with Kurt.
You came to me. Hey, I don't know, man. It's weird, man. You got everybody talking about how there's some type of diabolical type event that he opened a portal, and it's a lot of stuff being said. Do I believe all that happened? Do I believe he's part of whatever happened? Who knows, man? One person passes out. I think I saw a clip of some saying he clearly was saying like, "Hey, we got somebody out right there. Like take care of that guy." And whatever happened after that, it just was chaos. But one thing that you really got to look at that's blowing out of the water is people did die. So people lost their life. So we got to have some type of I guess remorse for that, or him and his camp got to have some type of remorse for people losing their lives. But could he have really stopped the event from happening like that? Could he have called the show quits? Everybody putting it on him, but from what I was reading is that only one could have stopped that show was two people: the executive producer and the concert promoter. So outside of that, he couldn't have stopped the show. But it's a sad thing here in America that we always make everything about race, but it is. You know what I mean? Like long as he nigga and shoot him up, shoot him up, shoot him up, and black kids being killed, then everything's all cool. Bitches and hoes, everything all cool. But now you got a bunch of white kids hurt, and now he's the worst person in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But really, you think, I mean, even if they tried to stop the concert, I think something still would have happened. People would have been pissed off. They paid money to go. They were already riled up before it started.
Because they know what time he brings and attracts.
So
Right.
that's what I'm hearing too. So whatever he attracts, if it's supposed to be a drug scene, then that's an issue too, right? Like it's bigger issues to what's going on. Like even the people that's promoting it. If you promoting that this is some type of diabolical thing and drug use type deal, we know they don't get out and actually put out flyers saying, "Yeah, bring your drugs," but behind the scenes, the people know. Right. So
But see,
when you go into a jazz concert, you don't get doped up. You know what I mean? So it's the type of atmosphere that they promote.
One thing about Travis Scott, he's always promoted mosh pits. He's a high energy artist. So when you go to a show and you have a high energy show, you have certain type of elements that you have to deal with in the crowd. So you want to prosecute this boy, young man, and you want to make him seem like he's the villain. But at the end of the day, those people voluntarily bought tickets to go to that energy. That's what they went to. They knew what they were getting into. If you say it's demonic, you want to say it's whatever you want to say, you go to it. If you go to those type of events, don't be surprised what you might find when you get there. It's the type of energy you're inviting. So his music brings that type of high energy. So the same reason he jumps into the crowd and he crowd surfs is the same reason that he'll tell somebody in the crowd to beat somebody up when they trying to steal his shoes or something. You only get one part of it. Everybody sees the negative part that they want to put him under and portray him under, but no one wants to say, why are you having a 10-year-old at a concert event like that in the first place to be stampled on or trampled over and murdered, or you could say just suffocated because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time in an event he shouldn't have been at. Why are we so mad at Travis Scott? And we should be mad at the parents for having their kids out there at that event.
Exactly.
And another thing, they said people was getting stabbed up, pricked with needles and stuff. One cop he got pricked in the neck and passed out.
One of the first responders, yeah, that's what they said, that he was one of the people who was hit with some type of needle, or they allegedly had injected him in with some type of substance would made him lose consciousness, and they were trying to investigate how many people had actual puncture wounds on them. So it's an all-out investigation right now. It's not just Travis Scott, it's the whole Houston police
So
department has
that
a
that's
whole
something too to
investigation
be
open up.
said. That's something too to be said. Like if something like that, who's doing that? Who's behind it? Anybody can come to a event and decide to do that, right? Like you had a peaceful march and a guy decided he's gonna come down, mama drop him off with a rifle and he's gonna kill some kids, right? So you never know who's behind whatever scenes, right? Like they decided they're gonna come and start sticking somebody, then one guy pass out, create mayhem, and then now we sticking 5 and 6 people and other people, right? Like that could be anybody, but unfortunately his name is tied to it. And what I really find strange is, man, like the Kardashians, man, pulling him from the shows, they usually run with any publicity, right? Like even them, this is too much for them. And I get it. I ain't saying the deaths ain't bad, right? Like we know people, anytime somebody lose their life, that's horrible, right? Because you got families torn apart. But even them, like scratching old boy off like it's his fault. You know what I mean? Like when I look at them as not calling them whores, but publicity whores. It is what it is. But they scratching him off right off the show.
Yeah, and then one of the things is when you have a mass casualty event like that, you know, and like when I was in the military, we practice different things of that nature. So if something major would have happened to a base or something like that, and best believe I don't think these places are practicing. You know what I'm saying? They're not practicing that on a routinely basis. You know what I'm saying? They may have it every blue moon, but I don't think it was prepared for it. And also, on top of that, could have been some type of this person stabbing people, and the whole stampede start running out because they saw this one guy stabbing somebody. Could that be a effect? You know what I'm saying?
It could have been. Could have been.
You know, Live
It could
Nation
have
have a
been,
lot of.
but is it correct? Like you said, it's only 2 people who could have stopped that concert. Should Travis Scott be the only one being sued? Is it fair for him to be the only one being sued? Shouldn't they be suing Live Nation and everybody who was involved with the event? Why is it fair for us to single out just Travis Scott and try and blackball Travis Scott? He's a young man who's an artist. The reason he has the level of popularity and the claim that he has is because people support his music. Like, just because he has an event, you know what you're getting when you get the kid. So it's not like you're gonna say, I'm gonna get Lil Wayne and expect him to come up there sober. You know what you're getting when you get a certain artist. I can act like I'm saying I want Megan Thee Stallion, and I'm expect her to come out in a 2-piece business suit. That's not what you're gonna get when you get Megan Thee Stallion. You know what you're getting when you get these artists. So don't be surprised when what you're expecting, and then the event goes the exact way you expected. It's sold out, and then something goes wrong. Why are we just gonna blame him when something goes wrong? But the same event, if it was no casualties or anything like that, are you going to give him the same acclaim for going out there performing a good show? You're not going to give him the same publicity that he's getting now off a negative show. And everybody wants to cancel him now, and everyone wants to turn their back and leave him like for dead. And it's not right. I don't agree with it, and that's just my personal opinion.
A lot of the times that's the media that put that spin on it. So them people most likely are suing Live Nation and everybody, but they just gonna make sure they say Travis Scott and Astro World, right? Because they put his name,
but they
stamping
dragging his name though. If you seen people throwing away his products,
no,
people were throwing away his products.
That's the way the system
sponsorship.
get down. That's the way this system gets down.
Man.
You remember when that Me Too movement was in full effect, and it was 50 people they were talking about, and then it ended up being Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. This the way this system works, right? Like, no matter who all tied around it, now he's the fall guy, right? Like, and we got to remember that when we attach ourselves to people that's making money off of us. Right, that's one of them things when you start really looking inside and the verbiage that's going around from our old camp, right? Like, we don't need them, they need us. So you got to think about who you helping make millions and millions of dollars, right? Yeah, you lining your pocket for the faster millions when you could have took that slow money and made it all yourself and control your crowd, control who getting in there. You can hire, like I've seen times where the Nation of Islam then said, like, when the police department was talking about they wasn't going to work at an event where Beyonce was going to work, the Nation of Islam said, we'll protect her. Right, like so at some point, it still boils down to like do for self, and I ain't trying to take away from people losing their life. That something need to be done about that, right? Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the way his name is being thrown through the mud. Not I ain't with the demonic shit. I ain't with none of that. It's just like people that look like me get thrown through the mud.
And I think it's going to keep happening as long as we're having other people run our lives, really.
Or work as puppets. Like when you're a puppet to the money, right? Like at some point, I watch some of these guys, man, they grind it out and get their money themselves. And then can't nobody tell them how to run their business, right? Like not saying this thing couldn't have happened. It could have happened at an event that was for us, by us, right? But at the same time, if my name drug through the mud, then it's something I'm doing, not something that somebody else got control over. And then now I got to be the face of your problems. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
And then it's another way to starve Black artists. So when they have concerts, not only, I'm pretty sure the insurance is going to go up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Ain't nobody gonna want to touch certain concerts now.
Yeah. And with our people, especially in the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? That's how entertainers eat, by entertaining. This could have been, another ploy to say, we don't want them to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw some interesting vids about some of the people's thoughts on this, man. Y'all should go check out Dr. Boyce Watkins on some of the stuff he was saying. He was basically saying like it reminded him of back in like I don't know, like the 50s, the 40s, when we couldn't go in the club, but we was the entertainment.
Yeah, like
right. He said that's what he saw in that event, right? Like Travis Scott became this artist that's that's really not even I I don't know, like urban music. You know what I mean? Like it's urban music, but it's a whole demographic that's there.
Yeah.
And if they planning to be on drugs, right? Like we can find Tom Brady's jersey, right? We can find Tom Brady's jersey, but it's a whole lot of stuff we can't figure out, like that goes on in events, right? Like I don't know, man. It's just weird to where the way certain things happen. Like I don't know. Is this the event around tearing him down? Like who knows, man? Like I don't trust and believe in nothing no more, man. Like ain't nothing what it seems to me no more. Like
Hmm.
Yeah.
I need more information.
We'll
But it's
find
right
out
there.
soon enough.
Yeah, but it's right there. No, I need more information. Right?
Not just what you give me, what you want me to know.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
need more information all the time.
It'll come out though.
Yeah, what's done in dark will surely
It's
come to
coming
light.
out, and he came out and released a statement, and he explained how important his fans are to him. He explained how important the energy is to him as an artist, because he's not one of those artists that get up there and he do a couple of little lines that he forget, and because he's ODing on drugs. He put a lot of time into his craft. But then again, I've also heard like his old manager saying that he don't give a hell about him, and everybody want to come from their own angle. So like a lot of people are coming from, once you get to that level of success, it's a part of it. You know, you got to sell some part of your own privacy to get to that level. And you don't have the choice to say this is okay, this is y'all could talk about this and y'all can't talk about this. But they're dragging that boy's name through the mud, and it's kind of sad because artists go through depression just off what comments and what people are saying. So it's
Not
it's
just artists, not
he's
just artists.
not even
Every
30 years old yet.
Right. And if
Is he 30 yet?
I don't think so. But I know he did. I don't know if anybody else saw it. The thing he did on Netflix talking about Astro World. Well, I was talking about him, but he was actually talking about why he wanted to start it, and he was really passionate about it, and it was like he had a good vision with it. And for this to happen now, it's like it make you think. Didn't anybody else see that?
No, I didn't.
It
He
came
just
out
made
like
30. He's 30 years old. He's 30 years old. So you got this much stress on you at 30 years old. Most of us at 30 wouldn't know what to do with that type of money and these type of responsibilities. This many people following them. It's like this is a whole new era we live in with followers and your internet presence. This is a whole new era we're living in. So a person cannot actually do anything in the private anymore. You sell your privacy to get to the fame. And it's kind of hard to do, and it's kind of hard to live with. And when they make mistakes, it seems like it's over like magnetized, just trying to put a light on it or trying to get some clickbait. The media wants to have something to talk about. If it was another artist, a non-melanated artist, would they be even promoting this as much? It's happened multiple times at rock concerts where they've had mass casualties, but they wouldn't promote it like this and try and cancel the artist. They'll just say it was an accident, and the artist performs a good show. They're trying to make it seem like Travis is the artist that incites crowds to mosh pit, which is a lot of the rock that came from the rock brand scene. Mosh pits were never something that you would see in a hip hop artist. You would never see a mosh pit at a hip hop artist concert until, you know what I mean, a lot of the artists crossed over and they took that crowd, that energy. And it's not in the melanated community, so you got to understand who these people are selling. He's selling these tickets to. He's not selling tickets just to the inner city community. Most of our kids and our that parents that look like us can't afford to send their kids to a show $700-800 per ticket. But the kids that can afford it, they were there and something happened to them. Now they're trying to make it seem like it's just the artist. We need to stand up and support that young man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mosh pit. I mean, even when Onyx, you had slam, you had hype music. You know what I'm saying? And some of the things that uh, what we're seeing today, like what you were saying, like the artists, they sell their privacy for the price of fame. And along that line, you have some instances where people get over fanatical. You know what I'm saying? Like they I know y'all remember the Eminem song, what Stan?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What the dude is like, I want to be blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of fans that's like that. You know, who want to be that person or who want to get close to that person, and it always ends bad. You know, in tragedy. What's the woman name? The Latina. I forgot her name. She have a fanatic fan who killed her. I can't think of her. She's a Latina.
You talking
Oh,
about
Nick
Selena?
Oh, Selena.
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 Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You get things like that, but luckily it didn't happen to Travis Scott. I mean, but he's getting his how should I say it, a nigga wake up call. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody ain't for you, even though you dance around in those circles and stuff. When it comes time, supremacy break their tools. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
the satanic rituals and all of that stuff. It is what it is. But once they done with you, you know, they give you to the sharks.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would tell everybody listening, man, to go just do a Google search and find some of the people that's speaking on this. You know, some of the how should I say it? Some of the people that's out for our community, some of the activists. Listen to some of the activists and get some of their takes on it. I found some real interesting takes on it, but you know, and it all comes back down to the same thing. We get blamed for everything, right? Like even though this is a tragic event, it's another event in the news, right? Where um, a guy, I can't even remember the dude's name, but he killed some people at a protest, and
Kyle Rittenhouse.
yeah, and
That's a
now Cal's the victim,
right.
right?
Yeah,
Now Cal's the victim,
No.
right? Like
he
And you
jumped in
see
the
people
car
like on
and
social
you
media
drove.
talking about it was self-defense. It's like, how?
see, but you got to remember the way this media thing works is that as long as we put stuff in people's head through the media, then they start believe it.
Yeah,
Like they believe what they hear,
Well,
right?
I don't understand how they believed he was actually crying.
Yeah, no, I even saw so much about that.
When
Like,
you got 11 non-melanated jurors on a jury, he has to make sure he's showing up for them so he can give them something to work with. He
yeah,
has to do his job.
Oh,
Everything
I know
else,
that.
he's a good kid. He's a good kid that made a mistake, according to the sheriff deputy that arrested him.
yeah, he made a big mistake. so
He's a
so
good kid that made a mistake.
you know a good kid that made a mistake was the Ball brother that went to China and took some sunglasses where they can give the sunglasses back. Right? You can't give a life back. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so I don't know, man. It just like for me, it's you know, you got to build something to where it's for you. You got to build something where it's for you. You got to have like we got to quit wanting to do anything to get all that fast money, right? We look for that fast money. In my opinion, we look for fast money, and then we be in control to do anything. And then, like you said, like the money is good. I ain't saying don't get your money, but don't become somebody's fall guy either. Like
Yeah.
that's the
And that's
biggest
why I
thing.
think we need to start, modeling things for our children. The earlier they can get started in entrepreneurship, the faster they'll have that money, and they won't even have the thought to, well, I can just go do this for a couple dollars, or signing a contract, pretty much signing their life away for
yeah,
somebody to make
perpetuity.
millions for somebody else, and you get crumbs. Like if we
Yeah,
start them at an early age and start getting them to where they have their own, it'll cut out a lot of what we're talking about today even.
Financial literacy is very important for our kids. Us as parents should be
Mhm.
responsible for that. And when we don't take our kids' future and put it in front of them, we set them up to be victims. And that's us. That's our bad as parents. If we don't take it into our own hands, no one else is going to help our kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one of the key things, and Malcolm X said it best, what we look like going to bed, the white man to be a part of his system. When we bed them, when we go apply, which means beg, we want to be part of their system. We begging to be captured into their plantation. There's nothing wrong with having a job, because our parents didn't set it up for us. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to work somewhere. But as a parent, we gotta start grooming our kids to be independent and build. You know what I'm saying? We gotta lay the foundation, but we gotta put it in their heads to be independent of this whole thing. Uh they talking about college and schooling is gonna go away because of technology. Uh uh who was it?
But
Akinandra. She put some facts about robots are already here over jobs, menial jobs that we normally go apply for when we in high school were taking over.
Man,
It's
you
just
know,
a button.
I saw that, man, and what I think, man, is we have to really realize what's going on and let them robots sit in them fucking places by themselves and cook them burgers for nobody. All right, because I will not be going in a place. Man, I'm gonna tell you, sometimes it takes me a little longer. I go to like a supermarket and they have the self checkout, and then they have this one person that's doing a job, basically doing nothing but say, hey, well, you can go over to self checkout. You can go over to self. I'm like, you working yourself out of a job, right? Like I
they
don't know
don't
if
know
you,
that.
I don't know if you get this, but if all us go to self checkout, then they don't need you.
But you know what? I went to the store. I was at the CVS the other day, and I stood up there forever, pushing the button, waiting on somebody to come up there. And they're like, corporate told them they're really not allowed to. They have to
Oh, wow.
keep their part under 20%. And I was like, and there's like one self checkout, but it's like, really?
That's interesting too. So
Right. I was like, okay, well, I can't, what I came here for, I can't get in self checkout. Like, I have to have somebody. And I pushed the button like 8 times.
but that's somebody probably overstepping their little boundaries, right? Like you get people getting their feelings all the time, right? So if you over there helping too many people and I say something to you, now you gonna take it as I ain't helping nobody, right? Like like I could see that because I could be petty like that sometimes. I try to work on myself, but
But you know what? Being a Gemini, that's hard.
yeah, no, I can sometimes. Like
I know.
you do some shit to me, then I'll just sit back and you know what? I'm
Them
gonna not do
Geminis is hard to deal with. All them Geminis is
I
hard to
didn't
deal
say
with.
that. I didn't say that.
Yeah, I got too many Geminis around me. You see, Geminis make gray hairs grow long. Yeah.
You see what he's talking about, you, Curtis.
that. He talking about the bully.
The bully.
Curtis
Stress
a
you out,
Gemini
make you write a
too.
book.
Yeah, I'm a Gemini
that,
too.
that big Gemini energy, but I love y'all. Y'all Gemini looking out.
Hey, yeah.
I
So
can't say that
I
enough.
don't know if we done with Travis, man, but I really wish him luck, man, and um hopefully the families can find some type of closure and move on and get whatever they deserve and get back to some type of normal life because we never want to see people lose their life. But I don't think he should be drug in the mud. But anyway, that's kind of
My
my
question
take
is
on it.
this: are we mad at Travis Scott for making the type of music he make, or are we mad at the type of music he make creating the event that happened?
I'm not mad at none of it because I don't really I'm not really a way out Travis Scott fan. I've heard him on a couple of songs with other people, and like, okay, that's a cool song, but you know, I'm not that new school hip hop guy. Like every now and then they create some songs that I'll listen to, but I'm kind of a old school guy where you giving me a message, right? Like so,
Again,
it,
some of
I'm
the
not
artists are
mad.
giving messages though. They got artists out here giving messages, Kurt. And my thing is, I have to be in tune. My son's 14, so he wants to have the aux cord when he jump in my truck. So I have to be in tune with what's going on as far as what they're listening to, because a lot of the artists are just promoting a lot of drug use. They're promoting a lot of gun violence and walking them down. I was listening to, like, they had the latest hits out that were going on right now, and if they wasn't talking about sex, they were talking about using pills. If they wasn't talking about using
Hmm.
pills, they were talking about drinking lean. If they wasn't talking about drinking lean, they were talking about going to walk somebody down, or what they talk sliding. It's just all of the music that they have now is based upon the same thing. So this is what our hip hop culture has come to. So us as parents, we have to be aware what our children are tuning into. You put these AirPods in and they put these headphones on. You got these chants going into your children's ear. And if we don't have awareness of what our kids are consuming as parents, and we're not guiding them through it, then shit, it ain't Travis Scott's fault.
Yeah, no, truly,
You know what I
truly,
mean?
I
You call
love that.
yourself the Pied Piper R&B, and I send my 13-year-old daughter to go sit there and listen to you make music. Who more at fault, the Pied Piper or the parent that let the Pied
Yeah,
Piper have their kid listening to the music?
yeah, yeah. It's kind of crazy, man. But we gotta fix it because my kids was listening to my kids was listening to a song, and once they start realizing what it is, sometimes they don't even know what it is. So they wasn't listening to the song, they was singing it. And I hear them in there, and I'm like, what are they singing? I'm like, oh, they were in there going, somebody better come get her. She dancing like a critter. She was dancing like a critter, right? So they have no idea what a stripper is, and they didn't even hear stripper, right? So at some point they'll start learning that and knowing that. But we don't do the videos in my house where the kids jump around shaking their butts at an early age, right? Like
Yeah.
we don't do the kids having on skimpy clothes, right? Like I ain't saying women shouldn't be able to wear what they want to wear, but we got to teach the men better first. Right?
Yeah.
Like the men
That
need a
part.
dose of schooling, right?
Right, but
Because
so do the women,
Yeah.
especially the ones that let these little 3-year-olds twerk and they think it's cute.
yeah,
'Cause that's
so
not cute.
yeah,
But
no,
you
it's
got to
not.
remember, when you got these little kids raising babies, then what do you expect a kid to do? If I'm a 24-year-old parent, yeah, I can understand why I got a 4-year-old. I had my kid. I was not mature enough to have a child, but yet and still, if my girl is 20, she's 20, I'm 24. We got our 4-year-old child at the Travis Scott concert on our shoulder talking about rah rah rah, go Travis, we're fans. My kid doesn't know anything else. They're babies having babies without the proper parental guidance. And then a lot of these kids are being raised by grandparents because parents, one, the father was taking out the situation for some reason. Either the woman felt that she couldn't get along with this man that she decided she wanted to have a baby with anymore. The system says that she can't have him around because they're going to cut her county check off, or she just isn't in a right space to actually survive out here. So she's doing some unscrupulous stuff to try and make it. And then when you find this person having a child and this child is out there doing crazy things, you want to fault the parent. But shit, this parent didn't have a chance from the get go because she didn't have the structure set up for her to succeed. So we got to kind of put our kids in a position to win. And if you got your kids listening to twerking music, you're not setting them up to win. If you got them listening to pop a pill list, shoot up and walk somebody down that, you're not setting your child up to win. I got a rule in my car. When we going to school, you're not gonna listen to no rap music before you go to school. It just ain't happening. Y'all better find an R&B artist talking about some love. If y'all don't
Eh,
have an R&B
Hey,
artist
that's
y'all
funny
want to
you
I
listen
said
tell
to,
them,
I'm
that,
gonna
man.
find one myself.
I
I
was
tell
just
them put
talking
us
about
on
that today.
inspirational music or inspirational videos or something. Not, you don't inundate
Hey,
your kids
I'm
with
good. When
negative
I was a
stuff.
kid, I wanted to listen to hip hop when I went to school.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to listen to. I wanted to go bang my pop tape, get my CD, whatever we was listening to at the time. But I wanted to put mine on and I wanted to listen to it. But as a
Yep.
parent, you know what I mean? Should I have been listening to Tupac before I went to school? Probably shouldn't have. It probably been better if I had been listening to some classical or jazz. But
or,
now I'm a
or
parent,
having some nice conversations, or
Yeah.
just having
Conversation.
some nice
but
conversations,
see,
man.
See, but that's one thing I didn't have that. I talk to the children because I drive the boys to school every day, so I talk to them when we're not listening to music, and we always go over things. But as a child, when I was growing up, I didn't have that luxury. We was catching the bus to school. It wasn't no parents dropping us off to get to the D. I went to Dominguez when we went to school. Like we caught the bus there. We caught the Compton trolley to get to school. You drop a quarter in the bus, you make it to school. You ain't worried about your parents. So that was what our environment was growing up. So we didn't really have the luxury of having somebody drive us to school. So now that I'm in a position to have children, I make it a point to take them to school and make sure they got the correct energy. But that's come from trial and error. You know what I mean? You live, you
And
learn,
it's
and you make
good.
sure you do the right things by your seed.
And but that's good, Trash, and that's what we need. Like a lot of people are not looking at it as we need to figure out ways to work with this in this system to build our own ecosystem, right? Like if you constantly looking to where if you're on welfare and you got 3-4 Louis Vuitton purses, something wrong.
Your priorities are all the way
Yeah,
jacked
Well,
up.
something wrong with a lot of us then, because if it ain't the Louis Vuitton purses, it's the 30, 40, 50-inch weaves they spending $1 million on every month
yeah,
to
all of
look
that,
somewhat.
the Gucci,
The
all
Birkin
that.
bags.
So ain't nothing wrong with having that stuff, but
You ain't
have your
shit if you don't have
priorities
a
straight.
Birkin bag.
Yeah, have your priorities straight, right? Like you can't have like I don't want a whole bunch of Gucci and don't have no money to eat, right? Don't
See,
have
Exactly.
you
no place
can't
to.
own a whole bunch of Gucci and not own no crypto.
Yeah. See all of that. Like man, I'm gonna tell you honestly, man. I got gifted $2,000 the other day, right?
Congratulations.
And yeah, man, thank you. But the craziest thing, people would look and say, "Man, oh, he just gonna waste that." As soon as I got it, I went and spent $500 on some clothes, right? And then I was gonna put $500 in the bank just to have some cash, right? But I end up taking 14. Actually, I add 100 to it, 16, and I put in my crypto account because I'm calling it a crypto account now. It was my investment account, but it's the crypto account now, and that whole 16 going into different parts of crypto.
You got to
It's still
think.
there.
You can
Invested.
you can
That's
earn
good business right there.
up to 9% if you go and set up a BlockFi account.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like banks don't even give you above 1% unless you put it into like maybe a CD or something, and those are still low bearing interest accounts in comparison to what crypto does for you. So this a new
How
day and
many of
age.
us are teaching our kids this though?
Yeah,
How many of us are teaching this information to our kids?
And it need to be a whole lot
we
of
need
us
more
because I'm
circles.
I'm definitely talking about crypto to mines because they got to know about it.
Yeah.
I showed them I have little Acorn accounts for them, and I showed them the accounts yesterday. Yeah, I said little, my bad.
Little
But
ass
I
Acorn
have some
pimps.
Acorn accounts. I showed them their money building up in that Acorn account, right? Like we need to do that. Like teach them about these wallets because at some point, some of these kids won't even see cash. Like you got some babies that's running around right now that probably will never know really what cash is because it's gonna go away. You have restaurants now that don't even accept cash, right? Like,
You got card? You got card?
yeah, you got to use a card. And
We
now
don't have no cash no
you
debt.
know what's crazy? I'm using my phone to damn near to pay for everything now.
I'd be so scared to put stuff on my phone.
Hey, I've
I
been
wouldn't do
using
it
my
though.
phone. I've been using my phone. Bad tap that phone and I'm done.
Well, see, I don't even know how to use it, but I'd be scared to even store stuff because they if you order food like online, they want to know. Google want to know if you want to store it in the wild.
No, I never do
I
that.
don't want it on
Yeah,
Google.
yeah, I don't do
Why
that.
would I want you to have my card information? You
Yeah, I
already
don't
know
do
too much about me.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Well, there's no way around it unless you're gonna live out in a cabin somewhere where you
I'll
again.
use a card. I don't want to store my card on my phone.
I mean, they still tracking you. Anytime you use a card or anytime you use
Yeah, we've been tracked. We've
anything
been tracked
digital,
all type of
you're being
ways.
tracked. So
Yeah,
Right.
hey, when you log on to Facebook and you in a different area, they know where you at.
yeah,
Yeah.
When you log on to an app, they know where you at. So trust me, all of them know where we at all times, man.
yeah. Hey, did y'all look at the uh, Yusuf L? He put in on Instagram about these series of videos, the downfall of the cabal. I think that's what it's called.
No, I didn't.
Mm-mm.
Man, you start from one and go all the way to I'm like at 14 or 15,
Oh
but
wow.
they really going in like about Bill Gates and all of this stuff and how the polio uh wreak havoc in India and it's causing kids, like paralyzed. Like these kids are paralyzed. It's no coming back from it. Like he fucked up so bad they kicked him out in 2017 of India from doing all this so-called polio vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
They kicked him out, but I think he just gave some money, so now he's back over there
Oh
with
wow.
fucking bullshit ass vaccine. So all of this stuff, like we 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 encountering just on that level, Billy Gates sees behind it a lot of this stuff. But in the same breath, if we're not teaching our kids how to prepare and be ready for what's coming down the pipeline, we're going to be at a disadvantage. There'll be another generation that's lost in the sauce, and it's hard to come back from that. We talked about the robots. We talked about uh, wealth transformation. That's what's going on right now. And if they not hip to the game, again, I can't reiterate this to be lost. They talking about there will be no millionaires by what 20 50 51 for our communities. It's going to be hard to come by, you know, for us to have millionaires. A millionaire
That's why we got to get this shit turned around now.
now.
And we can't listen to them because we listen to them. That's what the fuck it's gonna be. They're gonna be like, may as well spend it because we ain't gonna have it anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
you know the thing of it is hey, I was watching Kanye and he was looking. He said, "Man, I'm gonna buy up the world, the
Oh
earth,
yeah.
and I'm gonna be king." And they was looking at him like he was crazy. But
Houseway.
if he owned everything, would that make him king? Like, I know it's so far fetched, but you got to think about like, what are you creating? What are you building? What are you trying to accomplish? Do you have some land? I think I saw
Say he had 12.
him 500 and Wall Street Trapper just bought them a bunch of acres to start farming. And then now they finna start teaching people how to farm. So we got some entrepreneurs out here that really got their head on their shoulders and doing the right thing, right? Like that's what I envision the Black Masterminds doing. So we're gonna really build legacies, activate collective knowledge, right? Like
Right.
and spread the wealth, right? Teach everybody how to get it from the ground up. Um, I can't wait. I keep playing with these different names, right? But I think I want to go with something like late night entrepreneurs. Where my 9 to 5ers at that do it late night, right? Like I
Mhm.
know a lot of our team ain't 9 to 5ing, but at the same time, uh, it's a whole crowd of 9 to 5ers that really want to be entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
Right.
If they
We just
had
gotta
that
tap
right
in.
circle, I think they can start getting it done. Because somebody was telling me watch this show, Squid Games, I think it's called.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Hey, I ain't got time to watch that shit.
Well,
It's hours and hours of that shit. You know what I could be doing? I can get a book done by the time I watch all that shit.
Right.
I'm gonna post this on the live so people can see. They should go watch this. Um, watch this. Just start breaking down all this stuff where some of these people that's in power come from, where they are, where they originally came from, and what's so surprising is how they took over the industries and how their name and lineage, how they pass the torch to the next lineage, and like that's why we have these GMOs. That's why we have this. That's how because they've been practicing this stuff their whole life.
Yeah.
They've been groomed.
Everybody take it to the next level.
Yeah. So when you look at a Sam Walton, I'm not saying he's a part of it, but I'm just saying you saw how he passed his legacy down to his babies. You know what I'm saying? Now they, the top, what I think they hold a spot 11 through like 11 through 15 or something like that. So if we're not on that wavelength, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Because life is more than, slamming Cadillac doors and pimping hoes and, you know what I'm saying, and stripping and all of this stuff.
And iced out pieces.
Iced out pieces and grills and shit.
I never did understand none of that.
Well, I think from a perspective of not having and you seeing it projected in your face every day because of the system, they want you on this wavelength, not having financial literacy. Like when we was growing up, you saw the grills, you saw people riding in nice cars and stuff, and then you too can have it. You know what I'm saying? If you do this, if you do that. So you got a lot of people who's in, trying to set up music studios and all of this stuff instead of focusing on what's really necessary in this lifetime. I mean, music and art, that's cool. But to compete at a high, just to compete against our counterparts, you got to have financial literacy. You got to see how they move and not only duplicate it, but make it so, the next generation be able to evolve. And,
yeah, I'm gonna send you
we've been
that video
stagnant.
from. I'm gonna send you that video from Boyce Watkins, man. Now, he had a video kind of talking about that same stuff, man.
You know what I'm saying?
And he went on to say how, when you look at that concert, he said the guy that's the usher at that event, he wanted to be just like Travis Scott. He said, but the people in the audience, they just wanted to be entertained.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever we have something, everybody want that. You know what I mean? As we grow, they want that. I want to be like him. I want to have that. Then it comes a point where I want to outdo. So now that's why you see guys with big old giant chains on. Then the next guy go get a big one. Then a guy put a diamond in his forehead. Then the guy put a big ass diamond in his forehead. Right? Like it's bigger and bigger. Right? Like everything gets bigger instead of growing your family.
Yep.
Right? That should be the key. Grow our family, man. And once we realize that, like we so caught up in the when you get money, don't change. No, man, you're supposed to change.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to do the same thing you did. When you're a boy, you do what boys do. When you become a man, you do man things.
You put away those foolish toys.
Yes, sir.
But the problem is a lot of these boys stay boys and they never grow up. They don't have a proper leader, or they don't have a proper mentor. They don't have a proper father figure in their life to mimic their self behind. So what they're mimicking their self behind is all this ridiculousness that you hear in the music. That's what a kid think he got to be the man to get the girls, because that's what the people around them are doing to get the girls. So when you got kids that look up to these immature kids that are doing immature things and they think that that's what they need to do to get girls, then you put a different type of pressure on kids. You got to teach kids that it's okay to be a kid and you shouldn't be in a rush to grow up. You should have that luxury of having the covenant of a family until you're able to go out there and have that fallback to have somebody saying, okay, you made a mistake. This isn't the end. You know what I mean? And guide them through their mistakes so they can have some upbringing. Who raised these boys out here? I always say that. Who raised these boys? It was just strict rules that we had in our house. My father instilled strict rules in our house. Like, you're not finna be sleep all day in my house. If my daddy up,
Yeah.
you up. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
Sound
You
like
think you
TK
gonna lay in
Kirkland.
bed till 10 o'clock? You know what I mean? Waiting for the latest cartoon to come on. No, bro, I'm up getting it, you up getting it. So it becomes a second nature. I don't sleep in now. You hardly catch me sleeping. If you catch me sleeping past 6, you good.
No, that's
Like, you
good. I
should
know.
never.
I text Trash about 3 in the morning. He texts right back. I like, man, that wasn't meant to that. I gotta remember people phones buzz on it. They like, oh, who was that? Right? Like, so
I think a lot of people, a lot of our people have Peter Pan fantasies. You know what I'm saying? The Lost Boys, they want to just hang out and do certain things. I think we gotta elevate, and we
hey,
gotta, some of us gotta give them the game early.
hey, that free life is cool. Like the being able to get up when you want to, but you gotta
Yeah,
have your own shit to do that. Right? You
yeah.
can't be at your mama house and getting up when you want to, right? Like you can't be at your girl house and getting up when you want to.
Don't
Like,
drink my juice, mama. I
yeah.
paid for the juice.
Right, that type of life, man. That
Well,
ain't
you
no
pay for
life,
the house
man.
that it's in, and you can go ahead and claim anything you want to under your roof, champ. Anything
Yeah,
under
Oh
my roof is
man,
mine. Everything
yeah.
under my roof is mine. So
who,
believe
who
that.
dropped
When
my?
you
Who
think
ate my
you that
cereal?
big, bruh, like, again, my mom said strong, melanated, and grown. That was her thing. Grown and gone. You on your own once you get grown, because it ain't gonna be too many adults under a roof. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As long as you under my roof, you under my rules. So you rock like I rock, or you gonna have to get up out of here. Because
yeah. You
adults
can't
want to
call
do
no
adult
shots.
things.
Yeah, you can't call no shots. You living under my roof just cause you
Ain't no
grown.
shot calling here, champ. You got to get
Yeah,
your own roof for that. And my son, he already knows. Like, he was like, oh, I want to. Nah, bro, you better deflate them lungs and drop them shoulders. Keep that chin up and keep it moving, because this ain't the place to do it.
Sorry,
yeah.
my brother. You
I
gotta.
think Shaq told his kids. He said, "Look, we not rich. I'm rich. We not
Yeah.
rich." Shit. So,
Like, I
but then
work
it comes.
hard. You
Yeah,
gonna have to
but
get your own.
it comes back to, man, we got to teach them how to get the money, man. Like I don't know, man. Like, even like with Travis Scott, like the boy doing great things, or the young man doing great things, but you know, I would like to see us throwing our big events on our own and generating those millions of dollars from the top to the bottom, right? Like, I don't know.
Vertical
Shit
integration.
changing, man. Shit changing, man. Like if your kids ain't into NFTs and they ain't into cryptocurrency, then you're gonna be lost, because with NFTs, we become the business owners.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, we become the business owners, right? Like what Tory Lanez did, right? Like, he sold his album as an NFT, and probably he gonna get a percentage out of each one of them that sold. But
Probably, no doubt.
everybody else get a chance to make money as
Yeah.
well,
Hmm.
right? So that's feeding the people.
Yep.
That's feeding the people, and
Now,
it's
now
not.
you
It's
can have a one-on-one record label with a person. You know what I'm saying? When
yeah,
they purchase a NFT.
yeah. When you purchase an NFT, you the record label owner.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So if you decide to sell it, uh, he'll still get his royalties, and you make money off of it. Then the next
yeah,
person can do the same thing. It's like infinite possibilities.
yeah. So it's pretty good, man. Yeah, I don't know where we go from here, but
Oh, I'll tell you where we go from here.
where we
Uh,
go?
we going
Hey, you
to
know what we can do from this? You know what we could take this energy into? Kurt, I was.
we can go right
What
here.
happened last week? Black Friday.
We
But what
Black
we did
Friday
last week,
takeover, second
that's
annual.
the energy we used to have. They took pictures of me last week falling asleep.
We took videos.
Videos that even
Videos
worse.
and
It's
pictures.
videos floating around out here in these streets. Brothers falling asleep on calls. Remember how that used to be?
Hey, but you know what? It's all good. It makes for good content. You was up building. He went to sleep building. Right? That's all it was.
We grind in our
Hey,
sleep.
but
That's what it is.
Ollie hook you up. Ollie took you out of your misery. He went on and put you off the call. He said, let him sleep.
No, he didn't. He put him on the big screen so we can take the video.
Well, he did put him on. He did make a movie. Then he put him out of his misery.
The deceit. The deceit. This is what we doing. Okay.
Don't sleep.
Go to sleep. Okay, I got y'all. Don't worry
sleep.
about it. Oh, so that's what we kind of got to do. I don't know. We be up on Saturday nights. We can keep this energy going if y'all want to. You know what I mean? We can start us our call from straight from here. We can go ahead and log on and do a few hours there if y'all want to.
Yo, we going to Instagram. So if you stick around, we'll be doing our nightly call after the show. That's what we're gonna do. After the show, we're gonna go straight to Instagram. So
we are?
Yeah. As soon as we get off this, we're going to Instagram.
Oh, this is developing news, people. This is all developing news.
It's all new.
We're developing this.
Hey, Trash doing like, well, wait. I got something just in. Wait. So, oh yeah, we're going to Instagram.
We're going live. We're going live to the gram. Let's bring the gram up right now. Instagram is going live.
Say let's go. But just some house cleaning. Curtis G. Martin. Make sure y'all tap in. Go ahead and let them know what you do.
So we got some coaching going down. You can get some personal coaching where you can get started on your entrepreneur journey. We're gonna do credit repair, and then we building that late night entrepreneurs to where we're gonna be building. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about it on Instagram. But so we building credit. We teaching you how to manage your money. We teaching you how to put away some money for investments and have something building and going for yourself.
Next, we got the butterfly bully herself.
I do writing, coaching, formatting, editing, anything you need done with a book from start to finish.
And don't forget, she's a talented author. Please go pick up the 2 books.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Ollie.
We're trying to get this thing going with Tyler Perry Studio. So
right. Go to runnerrightsofficial.com.
runnerrightsofficial.com where you can get the latest and greatest. Next, we got Mr. Trash Vegan himself.
Hey, what's up, folks? If y'all need help with getting started on your journey, figuring out a way that works for you, hit me up. I'm not hard to find at trashvegan.com. I could take you on my journey what worked for me, and we can kind of put a plan together that might work for you and get you to wherever you're trying to get to. So if you need me, you can find me at trashvegan.com, and you can also find my Instagram at the _trash_vegan.com at Gmail or at Instagram. Whatever. Y'all can find me. I ain't hard to find.
Also, he has the book, The Rise of the Trash Vegan.
Trash Vegan. That's my story. That's my story, how I came down. And that's what that takes you through the first year of my journey. So if you're interested in how it worked for me and what worked for me when I transitioned into a vegan, I've been vegan for about 7 years now. So if you want to hear my story, that's my story, the first year of it.
And of course, we have myself. If you're looking to for domain and web hosting services, please hit me up. I get you in there for the low, but you get great plugins and different things. And plus, you can get a one-on-one with me where I help you get your website popping. Other than that, we're heading over to Instagram. Please.
Hold up. Thank you. We got the Black Friday takeover coming November 26th at midnight. Tickets are $25 if you click the link in the bio of the Black Masterminds. The $25 will get you an ebook, and it also gets you access to the 24-hour takeover, which is 24 hours online event. All proceeds are going, well, it's a non-profit. We run a nonprofit. So all the proceeds will be going back to do more events and get more things for us to build.
That's what
So
I'm talking about.
make sure you click the link in the bio, the Black Masterminds, get your tickets, or you can go to bit.ly/the Black Masterminds and get your tickets. 24-hour event.
Yes, Lord. Well, that concludes the show. Make sure you go to Black Masterminds. Click the link in the bio again. We're live on Instagram, so tap in right now. We love y'all. Y'all have a blessed evening. Tap in with us and say what it is. We love you. Peace.